Now let's look at interpreting a confidence level. So interpreting a confidence level, we have another fill in the blank statement. If we were to select many random samples from a population and construct whatever percent confidence interval using each sample, about whatever percent of the intervals would capture the, and then you would insert the context, the true mean, the true proportion, just like with the confidence intervals. So, 2 weeks before the presidential election, a polling organization asked a random sample of registered voters the following question. If the presidential election were held today, would you vote for candidate A or candidate B? Based on this poll, the 95% confidence interval of the population proportion who favored candidate A is 0.48 to 0.54. Interpret the confidence level. So make sure you know when it's the interval versus the level. So we're interpreting what 95% means. So if we were to select many random samples of registered voters and construct a 95% confidence interval using each sample, about 95% of the intervals would capture the true proportion of all registered voters who favored candidate A in the election. So let's talk about what the level is. Giving you a fill-in-the-blank sentence just helps you write it down, but what does it actually mean? So here we have just a population distribution and a sampling distribution, and then below it, these are all intervals that have been constructed. Notice they are all the same width, which means they're all the same percent. So let's just say by default these are all 95% confidence intervals. CI is a shorthand to say confidence interval. So each of these dots that you see that are in black, these are all the point estimate from the sample. So let's just go ahead and say that we're dealing with means, because here we have mu. So let's say these were all averages. So these are the X bar values that you get from each of those samples. Then, for each of them, a 95% confidence interval was constructed, so you give and take for the margin of error. Now notice, all of them are in black except for this one interval that is in red. And look at the difference between what the red one is and the black one. All the black ones touch that green line, which from above represents that true parameter value, but this one does not. So the 95% confidence level means that if you take many samples, or essentially all possible samples, so you create a sampling distribution, 95% of the intervals constructed will contain the population parameter. That means 5% will not contain it. Now, when you construct your interval, how do you know if yours contains the population value or not? Well, you don't know, but you are going to be 95% or 90% confident that it does. Okay, so confidence level is the success rate of the interval, not each interval, but overall. If you construct all possible confidence intervals, so you get all possible samples of the same size from that same population, and you construct the same confidence level of a confidence interval, all of them are 95%, then 95% of those intervals will capture the population value. The confidence level does not tell us the probability that a particular confidence interval captures the population. Again, it's from all of them. So on a given problem, you might be asked to interpret the confidence level, or interval, or the level, or both. Be sure you understand the difference.